So let's talk about the new band, the new
Oh,
project, Lydia's Castle. So
yeah.
the band started in 2020. So this is Tanya and Cody during the lockdown decided to put together this project. And then apparently you joined a year later, 2021. What's the connection between them and you? How does this come to be a band?
Okay, yeah. So me and the bass player that I was working with at the time had introduced us together. And I just wanted to get their vibe and see what they were all about. And I'm sure they wanted to do the same with me. And we hit it off personally on a personal level at first. And I really liked what they were up to as far as the music was shaping up to be, and and we shedded that music for I don't know for a good 6 8 months, maybe longer, before we went in to actually record it. I mean, we have some not so good recordings of it as well, but so we went in and recorded the 5 song EP, and we're in the process of writing more right now. So it's pretty awesome, and we're pretty excited about it. And I hope everyone else likes it as well who listens to it.
So we have a fan question for Lydia's Castle. This is from Joshua Koloski. He says,
Mhm.
how gratifying is it to now have this new project that seems to be elevating and making a name for itself? That's from Joshua.
It's awesome. I'd love to see every step of the way that we're, what's paying off. You know what I mean? The hard work or the work that we're putting into this is paying off, and you know, it's a little different than how Stained came up, which is kind of cool for me because it's just a different side. I mean, I'm basically starting from the ground again and trying to come back up. So, which is fine with me.
When you say it's different than the way Stain came up, are you talking about like where we're at now with the industry and the
Yeah,
lockdowns and technology and the way you get
all
your
of that.
music out, the way you build a fan base?
Exactly, all of that. Back in the day, we had street teams and radio stations that weren't owned by a company. You know what I mean? There was separate, like each city had their own cool rock station or whatever. Now a lot of stuff is streamed or internet, social media, so on and so forth. So, I mean, they're both cool. It's just an adjustment from one band to the next.
Yeah, so you mentioned that last month you released the 5 song EP. There's three
We did.
singles, Phoenix, Falling into Place, and Search for You. All of them have music videos, so people can go on YouTube and check those
Yes.
out right away. Here are my notes. So I listened to the album several times to prepare for this. It sounds great. The songs are great. And here are my notes. I put, if you want a speeding ticket, get on the highway and crank this album because it's packed with masterful drumming, powerful vocals and harmonies, as well as great guitar riffs and solos. So, how has the feedback been so far for you, people listening to this new EP?
Yes, thank you. And it's been really good. That's kind of I think what keeps us all going. But yeah, it's getting a really good response. So we just need to get it out in front of more people at this point, which is I think what every band wants to do. Um, we just got to make sure we as a band are tight and have everything. We know what we want to do. So those 5 songs that you hear on that EP is an example of what we can do, and the new stuff's gonna rock even harder. I hope.
So you're telling me that this EP just came out and there's already new music for a future EP or album?
Yeah. Yep.
Damn, you guys are
Yeah.
prolific.
Yeah. We're yeah. I mean, once again, get to play with good musicians, and yeah. So really fortunate for that for sure. But yeah, I mean, we just when you have a vibe with someone, musically speaking, it makes things so much easier to work out songs and things like that, piece them together, and get them to where you want them to be.
Can you talk about the recording process a little bit for this album? I mean, this is during a pandemic. Did that create any challenges as far as writing and recording?
No, it was actually the way it was old school way. So it was like some of the Save the World stuff, like some tracks were already there. So I was coming up with beats and playing to a click track. Um, I mean, I get the basic idea of listening to what those guys are playing. Not all of it, but some of it. That's on Save the World. This is with Lydia's Castle. We went in and we had the foundation of the song. The producer that we used, his name is Jack Daniels, actually.
Hold on. Can we get a shout out to Jack Daniels? Like, is that
Jack
the
Dan-
best name of all time?
Best name ever. I told him the same thing, but no, he produced the Lydia's Castle stuff. Um, but super talented guy as well. Um, but we started, went in, click track, drums, bass over the top of that, guitars over the top of that, vocals on top. So that's how Stained used to record as well. So I'm really comfortable in that situation. Um, and being prepared too is another thing. You want to be prepared when you go in the studio. So you try to prepare yourself as much as you can. Certain things will change, but they usually change for the better. So that's a little piece there for that.
Do you have a favorite part of the recording process? Some people like the writing of the songs or the figuring out your parts. Some people like actually being in the studio record it. Is there a part that stands out that you look forward to?
Yeah, the figuring out of the parts is fun for me because it's like I'll play something, I'll be like, oh, that's cool, but maybe I'm like kind of overthinking it, or whatever. You're basically critiquing yourself, and I do, for whatever reason, I do like that process though.
So the first single is called Phoenix. I believe this is in a different time signature. It's some parts are in 6/4, or the whole song's in 6/4. I could be wrong. Is it
Yeah,
is it more difficult as a drummer to play different time signatures, or it's all the same?
it's you want to make it sound like it's all 4/4 time because you want people to still be able to move to it. So you don't want to throw them a curveball, so you can make 6/4 sound. It is in four ultimately, and I did a lot of that with Stain too. I played a lot of 6/4, 5/4 in Stain, but it's all based off of 4/4 time. So you can easily bob your head to it or do whatever you want with it. Um, and I think the same applies with this stuff too.
Another one of the singles, Falling Into Place, sounds like it would be a ton of fun to play live with. There's like a blistering double speed, there's like powerful halftime. How much
Yeah.
fun was it to record that music video? That's the one where you're in the prison, is that right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
So
that
how
was.
did you get access to a prison, and then were you happy that you were allowed to leave once you were done making the music?
I was, because all right. So someone bought this old paint factory, and I guess they use it as a paint factory still, like a certain part of it. But all you can do is smell paint. So, but what they did was they took this factory and they built rooms inside it. So like there's a hotel scene in there. There's like this crazy like outdoor scene, like sitting on a balcony kind of thing, and then there's that prison scene. So they have like a bunch of different locations, and people shoot videos and then TV shows and stuff like that all the time. And Tanya, our singer, she found that. So um, yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun to do.
Is that around like the Nashville area, or where is
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So it's here in Nashville. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Now the period, so with the pandemic, the last 2 years, some countries like Canada has been worse with restrictions than the US. A lot of lockdowns. The live entertainment industry wiped out completely for a year or more. For you, now that you're playing live again the last few months, some recent shows, some upcoming shows, did
Mhm.
that lockdown period during the pandemic, did that make you appreciate these live shows more?
Sure, yeah. I mean, when something like that, so your livelihood goes away, because it has to go away because someone says it has to go away. That sucks. And people can't go out and see shows, and you're cooped up. Well, I mean, everyone had to deal with it. So it's good that Canada has more restrictions than the United States, because as soon as they lifted all these restrictions, I mean, everything went back to normal. So they wonder why the spike in COVID cases is going back up. Anyway, and by the way, can everyone just wash their hands after the bathroom, please?
That should be common sense. That has nothing to do with the pandemic.
Right?
But
It
yeah.
totally should do. I mean, I don't get it. But yeah, that it's just nice to be at least back to some kind of normalcy. I don't think it's fully there yet. And a lot of shows and tours and things like that and festivals have been postponed or canceled or whatever, and people are able to go do those again. So that's great. That's what we need, man. We need to survive as humans to be able to do that.
Yeah. Are there any plans for some bigger tours for the band? Maybe Canada? Just asking for a friend.
Yeah, in 2 weeks, we have a show with Saving Abel, Lydia's Castle does, up in Flint, Michigan, which is kind of close. So if anyone in
It's
the area,
drivable.
okay. So it's
Just on the other side of Windsor's the Detroit side. And
yeah. August 12th. So yeah, we'll be up there in Flint. That's about as close as we'll get to this point. But we are going to try to get some more shows with the Saving Abel guys. So we'll see what happens.
Nice. I actually, from the Rich Bedeau interview, Saving Abel started to follow me on social media and liking the videos. I believe Finger 11 and Saving Abel toured together back in the day. So then I've been talking, I believe Jared is the singer for Saving Abel. So him and I have been talking, and he's going to be an upcoming guest. So it's tying everyone together, which is cool.
Jared's a great guy. Tell him I said hello. I'll see him actually in 2 weeks, but
I will do that.